Insights Daily Current Affairs PIB Summary 1st May 2020. Table of Contents: GS Paper 2 Common Services Centers, GS Paper 3 Budget Transparency Accountability Survey, National Infrastructure Pipeline NIP, Jal Shakti Abhiyan, GI tax to new products. For GS Paper 2, topics covered are government policies and interventions for development in various sectors and issues arising out of their design and implementation. Common Service Centers. Context: in its bid to ensure a free flow of essential goods and amid lockdown in rural areas, the government has decided to work with nearly 2,000 common service centers. Over 3.8 lakhs CSCs across the country reach over 60 crore people. How it works: customers can go online and order supplies through an app that has been provided to village level entrepreneurs, VLEs, or those given the charge of retail and other CSC activities. The VLEs then make arrangements to transport the goods within a few hours. VLEs have also been allowed to take offline order. What are CSCs? Common Service Centers are a strategic cornerstone of the Digital India program. They are the access points for delivery of various electronic services to villages in India, thereby contributing to a digitally and financially inclusive society. They are multiple services single point model for providing facilities for multiple transactions at a single geographical location. They are the access points for delivery of essential public utility services, social welfare schemes, healthcare, financial, education, and agriculture services, apart from host of B2C services to citizens in rural and remote areas of the country. CSCs enable the three vision areas of the Digital India program. First, digital infrastructure as a core utility to every citizen, governance and services on demand. Then the third one, digital empowerment of citizens. Significance of CSCs are: CSCs are more than service delivery point in rural India. They are positioned as change agents, promoting rural entrepreneurship and building rural capacities and livelihoods. They are enablers of community participation and collective action for engendering social change through a bottom up approach with key focus on the rural citizen. Background: the CSC project, which forms a strategic component of the National E-Governance Plan, was approved by the government in May 2006. As part of its commitment in the National Common Minimum Program to introduce e-governance on a massive scale, it is also one of the approved projects under the Integrated Mission Mode projects of the National E-Governance Plan. GS Paper 3. Topics covered: government budgeting, open budget survey. Context: the report of open budget survey conducted by the International Budget Partnership, that is IBP, has been released. The Open Budget Survey is part of the International Budget Partnership's Open Budget Initiative, a global research and advocacy program to promote public access to budget information and the adoption of accountable budget systems. How are the countries ranked? The Open Budget Survey has been covering 117 countries. It rates the level of transparency in budget across nations on a scale of 0 to 100. The rating of the countries by the survey is based on various normative and internationally comparable indicators. The survey evaluates each country on the basis of the availability of eight key budget documents of the central and federal government, the survey assesses whether these documents are made public and whether they provide comprehensive information or not. Highlights of the survey. India is placed at 53rd position among 117 nations in terms of budget accountability and transparency. IBP has provided a transparency score of 49 out of 100 to India's union budget process. The provided score to India is higher than the global average score of 45. As per the survey, India has performed well in timely publishing and providing relevant information in the audit reports and in year reports. It has scored well and higher than in many other countries. Other developing countries, with an exception to China, have scored much higher transparency scores in comparison to India. Suggestions made by IBP survey for India. Provide adequate space for public participation in budgets. Before the annual budget is presented, the union government should publish a pre-budget statement that can be scrutinized by the legislatures as well as by the public. What is budget transparency? Budget transparency refers to the extent and ease with which citizens can access information about and provide feedback on government revenues, allocations, and expenditures. Budgets are key documents since they lay out a government's priorities in terms of policies and programs. Opening up budgets is a first step toward democratizing the budget process and giving citizens a say in policy formulation and resource allocation. Report on National Infrastructure Pipeline (NIP). Context. The task force headed by Atanu Chakraborty or National Infrastructure Pipeline has submitted its final report to the Finance Minister. Important recommendation and observation made. Investment needed 111 lakh crore over the next 5 years 2020 to 2025 to build infrastructure projects and drive economic growth. Energy, roads, railways, and urban projects are estimated to account for the bulk of projects, around 70%. The center, 39%, and state, 40%, are expected to have an almost equal share in implementing the projects, while the private sector has 21% share. Aggressive push toward asset sales, monetization, and infrastructure assets. Setting up of development finance institutions, strengthening the municipal bond market. The task force has recommended setting up of the following 3 committees. Committee to monitor NIP progress and eliminate delays. Steering committee at each infrastructure ministry level to follow up on the implementation process. And steering committee in DEA for raising financial resources for the NIP. What is National Infrastructure Pipeline? It is a first of its kind government exercise to pave the way for world-class infrastructure across the nation and improve the quality of life of the people. The initiative aims to improve infrastructure project preparation and attract new investments, both foreign and domestic. The project will play a significant role in fulfilling India's goal of becoming a $5 trillion economy by FY 2025. NIP includes economic and social infrastructure projects. It also includes both greenfield and brownfield projects. Jal Shakti Abhiyan. Context. Under the National Jal Shakti Abhiyan, Centre has decided to utilize the upcoming monsoon season to expand its water conservation efforts. Ministry of Home Affairs, as per the center, has allowed to take up MGNREAG works slash drinking water and sanitation works at the time of lockdown, with priority to be given to water conservation and irrigation works. About Jal Shakti Abhiyan. It is a time bound mission mode campaign launched in 2019. It covered 256 water stressed districts across the country. The campaign will run through citizen participation. It is also a mass movement to bring all the stakeholders under one ambit of water conservation drive. It is a call it is a collaborative effort of various ministries of the Government of India and state governments, being coordinated by the Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation. Work to be done under this initiative: rejuvenation of the traditional water bodies, desilting of ponds and lakes, encroachments removal in the water bodies, catchment area treatment, construction and strengthening of inlets and outlets, GI tags to new products. Context: GI tag has been given to black rice of Manipur, also called the Chakhao, Gorakhpur terracotta, and Kadalai Mithai of Kovilpatti. Key facts: black rice variety has a deep black color and is higher by weight than that of other colored rice varieties like brown rice, etc. This is mainly due to anthocyanin agent. Kovilpatti Kadalai Mithai is a peanut candy made in southern parts of Tamil Nadu. The candy is prepared from groundnut and jaggery. The water is exclusively used from the river Thamirabarni. Thamirabarni. Gorakhpur terracotta. The potters of the town make animal figures like elephants, horses. About GI tag. What is it? A GI is primarily an agricultural, natural, or a manufactured product. Handicrafts and industrial goods also, originating from a definite geographical territory. Significance of a GI tag: typically such a name conveys an assurance of quality and distinctness which is essentially attributable to the place of its origin. Security: once the GI protection is granted, no other producer can misuse the name to market similar products. It also provides comfort to customers about the authenticity of that product. Who is a registered proprietor of a geographical indication? Any association of persons, producers, organization, or authority established by or under the law can be a registered proprietor. Their name should be entered in the Register of Geographical Indication as registered proprietor for the geographical indication applied for. How long the registration of geographical indication is valid? The registration of geographical indication is valid for a period of 10 years. It can be renewed from time to time for further period of 10 years each. What is the difference between a geographical indication and a trademark? A trademark is a sign used by an enterprise to distinguish its goods and services from those of other enterprises. It gives its owner the right to exclude others from using the trademark. A geographical indication tells consumers that the product is produced in a certain place and has certain characteristics that are due to that place of production. It may be used by all producers who make their products in the place designated by a geographical indication and whose products share typical qualities. Who accords and regulates geographical indications? At the international level, geographical indications are covered as a component of intellectual property rights (IPRs) under the Paris Convention for the Protection of Industrial Property. GI is also governed by the World Trade Organization's WTO's Agreement on Trade-related aspects of intellectual property rights (TRIPS). In India, geographical indications registration is administered by the Geographical Indications of Goods Registration and Protection Act 1999, which came into force with effect from September 2003. Act 1999, which came into force with effect from September 2003. The first product in India to be accorded with GI tag was Darjeeling tea in the year 2005 to 2004 to 2005. Fact, I have already covered this in another video, so that's all. Thank you.